What's up? My name is John and this is Cinema Saturday. Today, I have a review for How to Train Your Dragon 2025 live action. This movie follows pretty much the same plot as the original, 3D animated film. We have a village of Vikings played by dragons. We have our main character Hiccup, who is having trouble fitting in, just wants to contribute to this Viking village. He kind of traps a dragon, he injures it, but over time they become friends and buddies. He helps the dragon out, the dragon helps him out, they learn from each other, they become buddies. But his village doesn't like dragons, so of course, hijinks ensue. Yeah, I didn't want to give too much of a plot dump. It's the same plot. It's literally the same plot. It's literally the same plot, but in live action. Now, is that a problem? No, it's not a problem at all. In fact, maybe this is more what we want from adaptions. I don't know why studios think they need to change some things. They need to modernize some material. I'm like, come on, just give us a story that we want, that we love, but put it in a different format. You don't need to change some things. Only thing I ever expect to ever get changed are things that just like, this would cost $50 million just to do this sequence in live action, and they were able to get away with it because it was cheaper animated. However, I did just learn that the animated movie costs more to make than this live action movie, which is very interesting. So it's like, oh, it was cheaper. Why don't we just do this? Why don't we just do this, But anyways, the movie's great. It's fantastic. I think one of the best parts about this movie that it actually feels like an epic. It's like a children's epic. However, I would say it's not a kid's movie, not a children's movie. This is through and through a family film that everyone in your family can enjoy. So that makes this like a family epic, with dragons and Vikings. It's so cool. This movie is epic. It's great. It's so much fun. The flying sequences are so good. But don't get me wrong, they're not Top Gun Maverick levels good. There's probably about maybe three or four flying sequences in the movie, and there is really only one of them that I felt like, oh, we're like on a ride, like we are on a real ride. The other sequences were fun. They just didn't reach that level of like, oh yeah, now this is why I saw this in IMAX. So they're okay, and only one was really good. But overall, it was pretty good. I don't know. It was pretty great. The movie is entertaining throughout. There are lots of fun jokes. It is very funny. I laughed out loud a couple times. It's hard to talk about a movie that you really enjoy without just saying all the generic things about how good it was. But the cinematography throughout the movie is fantastic. It is amazing. There are so many glorious shots. So many shots that you're like, oh yeah, that's a new desktop background. Fantastic. It was really good. I really enjoyed all the visuals. And while we are in this Viking age, they do manage to splash in color here and there. Sometimes with the dragon, sometimes with the landscape. So it's not all browns, grays, and blacks, and dull colors. Every now and then we get a pop of red, a pop of yellow. This mostly comes with the dragons, but hey, the dragons are cool. Speaking of which, maybe that's my, I'm a boy, I like dragons, so sue me. Dragons and dinosaurs and giant reptiles that don't live in our real world anymore. They're just cool. They're fantastical. And these dragons all deliver. Of course, Toothless is fantastic. He's so cute. Toothless is cute and menacing and horrifying at the same time. It's like, oh, look at him with no teeth. And then he gets teeth, and you're like, ooh, don't pet him. Don't get too close. Toothless was great. I think my favorite dragon outside of Toothless was the one that caught on fire. At least in live action, when I was seeing that, I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe in the animated movie, it wasn't clicking with me that this dragon was on fire. But in this movie, because, all the textures and stuff are so realistic and of our world, I was like, wow, this dragon looks pretty cool. It's on fire. It's walking around on fire. It was so cool. All the actors here do great. Mason Thames as Hiccup is pretty solid. He's pretty good. I don't know. Nothing to write home about for me. I don't think anyone did such a phenomenal job that they just stand out above everyone. I think everyone did pretty well. And I know this isn't really an ensemble piece, but I think everyone together did a really good job. And Mason Thames, he did what he was supposed to do. I thought he was good as Hiccup. I think he was cast well, which is something I talk about. I don't think anyone here was miscast, especially Mr. Gerard Butler. I thought Gerard Butler did amazing as always. The last time I saw him was in Den of Thieves 2. He did really well there. And I think here I don't know if he leveled up his game, but he definitely leaned into the movie and leaned into the characters. Everyone knew what movie they were in, and it felt like one cohesive piece with everyone playing their roles. I think this is one of those movies that you go maybe more for the experience, to see it in live action and really, embrace How to Train Your Dragon. So with all that being said, I'm going to give How to Train Your Dragon a good old 8.5. That's a pretty great movie. And let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that soundtrack does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And the moments do hit, and maybe because it's live action, they hit just a little bit harder. But overall, it's a great movie, great score, great visuals, great acting. It's just a good old fantastic summer blockbuster that I think you should go see in theaters while you can. But more so, if you don't see it in theaters, definitely check it out when it comes out on streaming or digital, because I think this is a pretty solid movie. Maybe even a good, what I'm about to say, hangover movie. This is a great hangover movie. You put this on in the background and you pick it up every now and then. They're like little dragon. It's nice. I talk about hangover movies a lot. This is a good hangover movie, a good babysitting movie, a good movie throw on in the background. And there are sequences in here that are just fantastic to see. I will give a little bit of a warning though. I think there is at least 2 dragon jump scares. One of which almost got me, but maybe because I'm used to jump scares in horror movies, I wasn't really too fazed by it. But one of them went like boom, and I was like, whoa, you almost got me. Or I just felt my body slightly react, but understand the situation I was in, and that we were just watching a movie. So all that to say, I'll definitely want to caution you bringing younger children to this movie. This is a good movie for maybe 8, 9, 10 and up. But, younger than 8, 7, 6, 5, unless they're a really tough kid or your child, if you're, the dragons are pretty realistic. And at points in time, they can be a little scary. So I would just caution you about that. But also on the flip side, again, because they're a little bit scary and they're so lifelike, they look super cool. So that's all I'm going to say about how to train your dragon. My name is John. Thank you for watching Cinema Saturday. And as always, have a good one.